Good morning, Princeton K. Today we're going to go through a story about a different kind of animal called a lungfish. And you are going to be learning about this fish that lives in real life. This is a nonfiction story, so it's going to give us information about real life as we're reading today. So you can open up your packet. It should be for the week of April 27th through May 1st. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see this packet. It's called, the story is Weird Animals. And today I told you we're learning about the lungfish. And here's a picture of it right here. This is written by Rebecca McNulty. All right. So as we're reading today, we're going to listen and learn about unknown words. So sometimes you hear or read a word you do not know. So you can ask questions about what that word means or look at information around that word to help us figure out what it is. So here's some questions you can ask. What clues can I find in other words? And what clues can I find in the pictures? So we're going to be looking at the other words around that word we might not know. We're also going to be looking at the pictures to give us clues. And that can help us find the meaning of a word that we don't know. So let's go ahead and take a quick picture walk and just look at the pictures. We're going to learn about this lungfish and how it can stay outside of the water but still survive. Usually fish, we know if they come out of the water, they're going to die. They need to stay in water, but this fish can even live on land. We know that they live in small lakes, and here's a picture of the lungfish in the water, kind of creepy looking. I'm going to show you what the fish and where they live. So like a picture of a lake, we know it's going to be a body of water, and it's going to be surrounded probably by trees, maybe some sand, and it can usually be really, really big, or sometimes you can have some smaller lakes. We call that a pond, right? Go back to our packet. Okay, so we know that they live in lakes called ponds. Learn about how a lungfish makes a cocoon. That's the word I highlighted right there, a cocoon, and that's going to cover and protect them. So you kind of see that in the picture, but I'm going to show you. It's kind of hard to see. I tried to find a picture in real life of a lungfish cocoon, but basically, a video, you can see it. They're kind of not the cutest fish, kind of creepy looking, but they will make a cocoon so they can be protected and surrounded underground or on land so that they can, well, we'll find out what they can do. So that's called a cocoon. What other animal do you know that makes a cocoon? Or what insect, shall I say, not animal, insect? Butterfly, yeah, good. So this talks about how they're filled. The cocoon is filled with like a slime, which a lot of you played with slime. Yeah, we would say like it feels slimy or sticky. There's it, the lungfish out of the mud. All right, so we're going to find out more about this kind of fish. It's going to be a little interesting. I didn't know much about this fish before until I read this story. So we're going to learn some interesting facts today from this true story. We call it nonfiction. All right, so the title is Weird Animals, Lungfish by Rebecca McNulty. Okay, so you can take out your packet and follow along as I read. Have you ever heard of a fish that can survive outside of water? It sounds like something that is made up. But one fish is able to do that. It has a special way to stay alive outside of water. It is the lungfish. This lungfish is on land. Think about where your lungs are. They're inside of your body. Lungs help you to breathe. We need our lungs. We have two of them inside of us, right in kind of in your stomach area. That helps you survive and to breathe. The title up here says rainy season. Lungfish live in Africa. Africa has a rainy season. It is a rainy, wet time of the year. Lungfish live in small lakes called ponds during the rainy season. They swim and eat and rest like the other fish. So during the rainy season, they're in the water. They live in the ponds. Here's the lungfish in the water. Now comes the dry season. Africa also has a dry season. No rain falls, ponds dry up. That is when the lungfish do something special. Lungfish burrow or dig into the bottom of the pond. They dig into the mud. They make a cocoon that covers and protects them. Okay, so remember, the land is dried up, the pond is dried up, there's no more water. So they dig and they make a cocoon in the mud. Resting in slime. Oops. The cocoon is filled with sticky slime. It keeps the fish wet so they don't die. Lungfish rest in the cocoon during the dry season. It lasts for half of the year. That is a long time to live without water. So if a year is 12 months and we have half of that, we cut 12 months in half, they would be living without water for 6 whole months. That's a long time. The lungfish rests in its slime-filled cocoon. The rain comes back. Then the dry season ends. Ponds fill with water. The cocoon melts away. It becomes soft and disappears. The lungfish dig out of the mud. Soon they swim like the other fish again. Exclamation point. All right. So here the dry season is coming back, or the dry season is ended, and it's going to become wet again, and that cocoon will melt away, and the lungfish will come out of its kind of out of hiding. There it is, out of the mud. All right. Now I want you to go ahead and you can pause the video and reread that, or find some of your sight words, reread the story to yourself, to a family member. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and look back at the story and answer some questions. Question number 1. Read the first sentence. What does survive mean? To swim, to play, or to live? So let's go back to the first page in the story. What does survive mean? So we have to find the word survive. Have you ever heard of a fish that can survive outside of water? It sounds like something that's made up. But one fish is able to do that. It is a special way to stay alive outside of water. It is the lungfish. To survive, because we read the story, we know, does it mean to swim, to play, or to live? Circle your answer. What is special about a lungfish? Well, we just read that. Something special it can do. It can live out of water, it can swim in water, or it can drink water. So think about what was super special. How that lungfish was able to stay alive or to survive. Circle 1 answer. All right, which picture shows what a pond is? All right, remember I showed you that picture of a pond. So think there's like a lot of waves crashing on a beach. Here's the water surrounded by grass and mountains and trees. And here's a windy, windy, windy stream of water. So think about which one shows what a pond would look like. Big, 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 with waves crashing, maybe sharks in there. There's the water surrounded by grass, trees, and the windy, windy path of water. Choose your answer. Which one is a pond? All right, it says, look at the word burrow. Which other word in the text helps us to understand what burrow means? Okay, so we got to go to question 4 for page 3. Which word in the text helps us to understand what burrow means? To dig, to make, or to fall? So let's go back to page 3 of the story. Let's find the word burrow right here. Burrow. So the lungfish burrow into the bottom of a pond. They dig into the mud. They make a cocoon that covers and protects them. So we found the word burrow. What did we say it meant? If they're going into the mud, make a cocoon. So now let's go back and answer that question. Which one helps us understand what burrow means? Dig, make, or fall? Were they digging in the mud? Were they making the mud? Or were they falling in the mud? What was the lungfish doing? All right, what is slime like? You should get this one. Slime is sticky, slime is hard, or slime is dry. Think about what you know about slime. They have a different kind of slime, the lungfish. Think about what you know about slime and apply it to here. Use what you know in your head. All right, question 6. Which picture shows what happens after the dry season when the rain comes back? Okay, so let's go back to page 5 to find our answer. When the rain comes back, then the dry season ends. Ponds fill with water. The cocoon melts away. It becomes soft and disappears. The lungfish dig out of the mud. Soon they swim like other fish again. Okay, so let's find out. The question said, what happens after the dry season when the rain comes back? Did the lungfish stay in their cocoon? Does the lungfish go on land, or do they swim in the water? And when the rain comes back, the ponds and the lakes are filled. Does the lungfish stay on land, go in his cocoon, or go in the water? All right. That's the end of our story today. If you guys get a chance, I would love for you to send me a picture of your work or text me and let me know how you did. All right, have a good day.